following is a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Wheeler Field for the home opener of the 2024 season for the Taylor lacrosse team. The Trojans come in 1-4 on the year. They're taking on the Cougars of Columbia, who are 0-3. This is the Marion Health pregame show, and my name is Rick Johnston. The Trojans got a win in Missouri, splitting the two games out there about a week or so ago, as the Trojans defeated Missouri Baptist 17-4 to pick up their first victory of the year. Columbia coming off of a 21-3 setback to Division II William Jewell. That was on Sunday. So the Trojans try to get going here. They're led by the senior Aiden Craig, who is the career leader in assists. He also leads the WAC in assists this year as a senior with 20 helpers. His one goal gives him a WAC leading 21 points here on the season. On the other side for Columbia, they're led by the graduate student attackman number 15, Ethan Houston. He's got a team-best 4 goals and also leads the team with 2 assists. And their starting goalie today is Bryce Peltier. He's a 5'10 junior. He has stopped 26 shots this season, but his goals against average is just a tick below 19. On the other side for Taylor, it's the freshman Ben Harrell, who has allowed 52 goals this season, but does have the second most saves in the WAC with 58, and also has the 4th best goals against average and save percentage at 11.71 on the goals against and 5.27 on the save percentage. Should be a fun one here today as Columbia comes in. They're in the road navy blue with white numbers and white letters. The Trojans in their new gray jerseys and shorts with purple numbers and purple letters. You can hear the wind blowing here high atop our broadcast perch today. Our camera operator is Colin Norman. He's bundled up. I'm bundled up. You folks at home, hopefully not bundled up since you are inside. But when we come back, it's time for the opening face-off between Columbia and Taylor. This has been the Marion Health pregame show, and this is Taylor Lacrosse on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
wind rustling here as we're high atop Wheeler Field here for the home opener between Taylor and Columbia. The Trojans coming out in their gray jerseys and shorts with the purple numbers and the purple letters. One number change this year from years past. Wyatt Marshall, the senior midfielder, has switched to number 10 in honor of his former teammate Connor Phillips, who sadly passed away about a year and a half ago. Still have the Trojans do the CP10 patch on their jerseys. You see it there on our score graphic, and it's also hanging behind the Taylor bench as well. Columbia comes in the navy blue jerseys and shorts, again white numbers and white letters. Their goalie today is Bryce Peltier. He's allowed a goals against average about 19 in the 2 games he's played this season. He'll be in the goal to our right to start. Ben Harrell, the talented freshman, second in the WAC in saves, 4th in goals against, and save percentage is in the far goal here in quarter number 1. It's Carlton Best to face off for Taylor. He squares off with Kale Maatis, the sophomore, both below 50% in save percentage or in face-off percentage this season, and we're off and running from Wheeler Field. Maatis gets it, and he gets planted immediately by the Trojans' Jack Kaiser. Opening possession here for Columbia. They throw the ball away. Dangerous here on the near side. Maatis can't pick it up. Trojans scoop it up with Wyatt Marshall playing the wing here early on, but it bounces away from him, and it's going to remain here with Columbia as they shoot on the goal to our left. Matis stays on here in quarter number 1, now runs off and dishes it off to the sophomore Zach Baker, tied for the team lead in assists with 2. And time is stopped by one of our officials here on the near side of the field. And it looks like the shot clock might not have got going there early on. As we look down, we see former athletic trainer here at Taylor, Joe Walter, taking in the game today from one of his former teams. Still Columbia possession on the far side of the field here for the Cougars in the early going. Again, still trying to figure things out here with our crew chief this afternoon, one of the finest referees in the state of Indiana. That'd be Ryan Daly. Fletcher Wood starts with it here, no goals and no assists, and gives it off up top to Rusk. Opening possession here for Columbia in blues. They shoot on the goal to our left. Right alley dodge, pass back up top as Wood tries to spin away from pressure, as slapping on his arms was Casey Bain. High left side down the left alley dodge, trying to get back to his right hand. Shot high to high, punched away by the Trojans' Ben Harrell on a rip there from Zach Baker. But the loose ball still pops out to the near side. Columbia trying to be the first ones to it. They cannot, as just scooping it out of bounds. Last touch by Taylor on the attempt there from Casey Bain on the ground ball try. Shot clock resets to 60 here for Columbia as their first possession still rolls on here in the opening minutes of our opening quarter. Far side, right alley dodge, high to high shot, and we get high to low shot. On the try from William Russ, scooped up by Harrell, and he's got back-to-back saves on the opening 2 shot attempts here from Columbia. Taylor tries to clear. They come right at the middle with a sprinting Jaden Boyer. He swings it far side to Craig. Boyer passes it up before trying to go to the goal. Craig, the all-time leader in assists here at Taylor, has it behind the goal at X to the far side, and Will Saxby, one of his new running mates here as a freshman. Proditis on the near side of the field and back behind it X to Craig. Jogs up towards goal line extended, left side. Tries to figure out, throws it in traffic in front. Bouncer bounces over the top of the cage and out of bounds. Might have been off the attempt there from Reed Gehrig. Craig backs it up as the Trojans attack the goal to our right. Pass near side, low angle shot. Proditis skips it all the way to the far side of the field. And it's going to stay here with the Trojans on an absolute rip from no angle there from Proditis. Saxby on the far side to Craig at X. Right-hand cradle to the far side of the field. Defended by Blevins. Now to the right wing. Fires a pass up top. Does Craig. Near side Proditis. Behind goal line extended. Skips it far side. Saxby's dunk shot is kicked away by Peltier. And the loose ball bounces to the near sideline out of bounds. And the Trojans regroup here on a nice opening possession for those wearing gray. Just over 2 minutes in. Craig on the right wing. Up top to Marshall, bangs it far side. Low to high shot, wonderfully done by Will Saxby, and he finds the top shelf, and the Trojans take a 1-0 lead here in the early going. Saxby from Marshall. 8th goal of the year for Saxby, ties him with Marshall for the team lead, and that's why it's first helper. On an absolute rip there from the freshman Saxby. Best and Modest back at the face-off dot. And an illegal procedure, first face-off violation here against Columbia today. They've got one more before they have to go man down. Opening possession, second possession for Taylor. They lead 1-0, shooting on the goal to our right here on a windy and cloudy afternoon in Upland, Indiana. Far side, Saxby. Chopping down on his arms there was Drew Whitener. Near side to Craig. Marshall trying to get it back up top. As Craig just dances right in against the zone. Thought about floating it far side, goes up top. Proditis dances, now shoots a contested shot that he wraps it around and skips it wide to the near side post, backed up by Craig. Trojans out front 1-0 on the goal from Saxby, his 8th of the year, to tie for the team lead. He has it here on the right side, dances, bounces, and punched down nicely by Peltier. First out for the Columbia keeper today. Here come the Cougars from right to left in navy blue. They try to get it across midfield. Pushing it across is Wood. He's hounded by Taylor's Reed Gehrig. Then Wood drops it. Gehrig is right there. It's a 2-on-2. Loose ball just inside midfield. Coming out of the scrum are the Trojans. And here comes Taylor on the far side in gray. It's Wyatt Marshall coming out of the fury with it. And then getting popped right in the teeth is Saxby. A flag has been thrown and the Trojans going to go man up for the first time here this afternoon. Take a look and see who exactly this penalty is on. A cross-check against Columbia, and that's the first man-up opportunity here of the afternoon for Taylor. Trying to see the number as we're all the way across the field in the parking lot. Aldisberger is the man with the cross-check. So Taylor on the man-up for the first time today. They shoot on the goal to our right. Craig bluffs a shot from up top, shimmies to his left. Saxby pings a pass, and now Craig has it up top. 1-0 Taylor, in front Gehrig, and the shot caught nicely there by Peltier for his 3rd save here of the early going. Still is a considerable amount of time left on the man-up as Ireland sets up the clear here back to his keeper Peltier. Dangerous pass. Ireland runs to the front to the front field. Now it's intercepted on the backside by Jackson Dale of Taylor. Dale angles to the middle. Trying to go end-to-end, runs in, bouncing shot goes wide, backed up by Saxby. And it's going to stay here with the Trojans as Taylor tries to build on this 1-0 lead. Trojans still man up. First man-up opportunity of the day for either team. Pass in front, blow on the attempt from Craig. Saxby backs it up. Peltier, a stone wall in front, turns another one away. That one from point-blank range right in front of the goal. And Columbia able to kill off the man advantage, and they set up the clear on the far sideline. Lob it across, bad pass from Rusk, intercepted by the Trojans, and almost an offside against TU, but getting back in time, there was one of the defensemen there for the Trojans. Looks to try to see who it was on the far side. Looked like it was Jonah Lucas. Craig from the near side, blisters one wide. Backing it up is the keeper Peltier, and it's going back here to Columbia. Columbia looks to clear. 2 for 3, and now 2 for 4, almost 2 for 4 as they almost turn it away. Good pressure by the Trojans, and their offensive end. The ball is still free. There's 5 seconds for Columbia to get across. They're deep in their own defensive end. They're going to get a failure to advance right here. Able to swim through everybody was Kai Garriok, and it's another turnover here against Columbia, and the Trojans set up on the near side here with Dale. 1-0 Taylor lead. Fresh shot clock all the way up to 80 for the gray and purple. Saxby with the only goal so far. Taylor leading 1-0. Up top, Marshall goes high to high, and he sends that one wide. Backed up by the aforementioned Saxby. Taylor has dominated shots here in the early going, 10-2, including 5 of them on goal. Trojans shoot on the goal to our right. In the zone look here for Columbia. Popping out on the near side is Ben Miller, the freshman midfielder, second line mid. He's out there for TU. Saxby, low angle shot, sends that one up and away, and a souvenir for anybody walking on the near sidewalk. Marshall backs it up here for Taylor. A 3-3 zone here for Columbia as the Trojans operate on the near side of the field, shooting on the goal to our right. Craig at X veers to the right side of the crease. Sidearm pass Sachs. We had Craig wide open backside. Near side shot is turned away on the attempt from Dale as Peltier continues to turn away shots here in the last handful of moments. Ground ball scooped up and out and running is Matis, the face-off man for Columbia. Perditis a little bit ginger as he stands back near midfield, and for the first time in forever, Columbia has the possession here with Cessna. Just 6 or 7 subs on the field, on the bench today, I should say, for Columbia, as Baker tries to dance from the right dot. Lost his footing, got it back, and dishes it off to the far side of the field. Back to X, Rusk near side to Cessna. He's defended by Ethan Massey, the Trojans' top close defenseman. Straight away Wood on the right, just to the right of center. Columbia with the ball for the 3rd time today. They trail 1-0 with about 8 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. They attack the goal to our left. A couple of saves early on here for the Taylor keeper, Harrell. From straight away Wood, right side, time and room, and he bounces one wide with a right-handed high to low shot. Columbia backs it up, and they've got it on the far side of the field, back up top to Wood. Baker getting poked at by one of the backup long stick midfielders, and bouncing it in unassisted is going to be Zach Baker to tie us at 1. Just the 4th shot of the afternoon, and Columbia gets on the board. And they've tied our ball game here at 1. Modest and Best back at the faceoff dot once again. And this time it's a violation here on the Trojans. That's the first one on them here in this first half. Remember, you get 2 per half, and then the 3rd one, you start serving 30-second penalties. Columbia and the Navy blue on the road, dropping it and picking it back up are the Cougars, as men were coming in and out, trying to get the offensive midfielders on here for Columbia. Freshman Garriock has it. Underhand flip near side. Ball jarred free as Cessna tried to attack from the left edge. A whole mess of folks. It'll be a loose ball hold against Taylor. Keep it here with Columbia. And a fresh 30 on the shot clock reset here for the Cougars. Cessna has it on the near side. His pass deflected out of the air, but coming up and snagging it is Rusk before Taylor could go the other way. Rusk dances with Marshall straight away as he veers to the far side of the field. Goal line extended far side, pirouetting away is Morrissey. Morrissey tried to dunk it. He's turned away by Harrell on the right side of the crease. Trojans bringing it up the far sidelines. They try to get another successful clear. Sliding down to a knee is Celesti, the Trojan midfielder. He takes a chop near the face and now in the belly. Now takes one on the back with no flags being thrown whatsoever, being pounded every which way by Drew Whitener. And the Trojans turn it over for just the first time here this afternoon. Columbia, meanwhile, they have given it away 5 times here early on. 6.5 to go here in the opening quarter. 1-1 between Columbia and Taylor. Cougars with the ball in the navy blue to the far side. Whistle blows. Why? We've got a timeout for Columbia and their interim head coach, Cody Swan. We'll take it with them. 1-1 our score. 6 minutes and change left to go here in the opening quarter. This is Taylor Lacrosse on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Columbia possession out of their own timeout. They have been outshot today 12-5, including 6-4 in shots on goal. They've also given it away 5 times, Columbia has, so just Taylor's 1. But Columbia with some momentum right now after the tying goal by Zach Baker. Fletcher Wood on the assist. It's Baker's 3rd goal of the season and the first point of the entire year for Wood, who has it here on the high right point to the aforementioned Baker in the middle. Taylor defends in the man-to-man as Rusk has now bangs it to the left side where Cessna holds. Behind at X is Jacob Studer, the 5'7" freshman. About 6 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. We're tied at 1. Up top, Rusk. Right-handed cradle. Fakes to his left and now walks it on the far side of the field. Shot clock down to 40. Here for Columbia, trying to take their first lead. Wood fakes left, goes right, spins to his left hand, pass in front. Shot high to high is in the back of the net. And Columbia takes a 2-1 lead as it's the Wood to Baker connection working one more time for the Cougars. So back-to-back tallies here for Baker and another assist for Wood. And Columbia has taken a 2-1 lead as they've scored the last 2 goals here in the ballgame. Two face-off wins here early on for Columbia. The last 2 have been decided by violations. The players will decide it here. Ball still free in the middle. One of the poles for the Trojans tried to scoop it up. Still free as it pops back to the defensive end for Taylor. That's to our left. The whistle blows. And an illegal procedure against Columbia as one of their attackmen, that'd be Studer, came out of the box too early. Now the Trojans get a free clear at midfield, trying to tie our game at a deuce. 5:25 remaining here in the opening stanza. Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. Will Saxby's 8th goal of the season, the only tally so far for the home side. Craig turns the corner right side, looks up top, trying to deal. Saxby floats, pass out front, wide open, and burying it is Jackson Dale, and number 2 ties us at 2. So another assist for Craig, his WAC leading 21st of the season. And the blink of an eye, Taylor has got it deadlocked at 2. Again, we are far away from the scoreboards. That's why we're trying to give you generalities with the time today. 5:08 remains in quarter 1. Best and Modest back at the dot for Taylor and Columbia respectively. Pop near side, scooped up by Bain, and the Trojan long pole wins the face-off here for the home side. Massey sets things up defensively. He's got 10 seconds to get it across midfield. Now to the keeper, Harrell. Craig has come back as a helper. Races to the near side with 4 and 3, and he crosses with about a 1.5 seconds to spare. Craig ahead of steam coming up the near sideline. Almost had Best popping to the middle. And now Craig retreats to X, and reinforcements coming in from the offensive midfield standpoint. Pass in tight quarters up front. Garrick had it for a moment. Jarred free by Columbia. One of their defenders blows a tire on the near side. He's slow to get back up as Columbia gets a successful clear with their face-off man, Modis. 2-2 our score, 4 and change remaining here in the opening stanza. Columbia stomps on the brakes with Baker, who has their only 2 goals today, flings it to the far side of the field. One of the oncoming men for Columbia, trail check jars it free. Coming in to scoop up the loose change is the Trojans. Wearing number 35, we don't have a 35 on the roster, but this mystery man for Taylor racing, and it looks like an offside here against Columbia, but the flag is down. Taylor with possession, and the Trojans are going to go man up here for the 2nd time today. They're 0 for 1 on their first opportunity as we're deadlocked at a deuce. Back to the 3-3 zone goes Columbia. Marshall trying to bust it, dances near side shimmy, high to high shot sails, and here comes the penalty against Columbia. Penalty looks to be coming on Fletcher Wood. Yep. So Taylor on the man up for the 2nd time today. It's actually Trace Muley, the backup goalie out there playing long stick here today for the Trojans. But the home team on the man up for the second time today, tied at 2 with 3:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Craig at the point to the near side and Marshall. The righty attacks back up top to Craig. Pass in front. Oh, an underhanded shot goes just wide from Jackson Dale. A wonderful opportunity there for Dale, trying to give Taylor their second lead here of the afternoon and break our 2-all tie. Just a 30-second penalty. Craig Liley pops it up top. Marshall turns it loose and pings the top shelf. Man-up goal for the Trojans. Marshall with his team leading 9th. Back-to-back assists for Aiden Craig. First tally of the afternoon for Wyatt Marshall, and Taylor leads 3-2 with about 3:10 remaining in the opening quarter. Best and Modest back to the dot once again. Modest pops it forward for Columbia. Best comes in, ushers them out of the way with the little hip. Ball jarred free, and has another loose ball and a ground ball for the long pole, Casey Bain. But his long pass was deflected down by the faceoff man Modest, and Columbia picks up the turnover. Now they press the issue, but their high pass is cut out of the air by Lucas Pacer of Taylor, and the Trojans set up a clear with their keeper Harrell. Less than 3 to play in quarter number 1. Taylor out front 3-2. They've scored the last 2 goals of the game. Saxby cradles up the near sideline. He had the first goal of the afternoon for anyone on our field this afternoon. Home opener between Taylor and Columbia. The Trojans of Taylor looking to win their second straight game and move to 2-4 on the year. Columbia is in search of their first win of the season. Craig at X fires out front. Oh, a wonderful pass, and Reed Garrick did the rest, dunking it in. That's 3 unanswered for the home team, and the Trojans lead 4-2 on the first one from Garrick today. It took a while for the Trojans to find their rhythm, but they are clicking on all cylinders right now. That's 3 in a row for the home team, and it's 3 dimes straight by the all-time leader in assists, Aiden Craig. Modest for Columbia, back to face off here with Best. 2.5 remaining here in the opening quarter. Taylor leads 4-2. Actually, it's a new man out there facing off for Columbia. It's Modest again. No, make it Cade Musgrave. The 6 and the 8 look eerily similar on these Columbia uniforms. But the long pull out there trying to slow down Best, they cannot, as a violation against Columbia gives it back to Taylor. Dale, short pass, pops as Craig catches the bouncer in his right hand. 3 in a row for the Trojans. They try to run a little hidden ball trick, but Columbia doesn't fall for it. Far side Saxby got away briefly. Now right there on his hands to smack him is Drew Whitener of Columbia. High pass up top to Dale. Near side Proditis. From the right angle, he scooped it and tried to bang it home with an underhanded right-handed shot that he sends blistering wide. The 18th shot of the opening quarter for the Trojans. They've outshot Columbia by 12, and they're on a 3-0 run and lead 4-2. Right wing Proditis passing to X and Craig. Aiden eludes the first man as he operates on the right wing. Skip pass near side for Marshall. His shot blocked on the way there. He chases it out to the near sideline. He steps in front of his defenders. The ball bounces out of bounds, and it'll be remaining here with the Trojans, but the Columbia man that might have blocked that shot is down on a knee right now for the Cougars, and we'll take a break as Taylor leads 4-2 here in the home opener on the Trojans Sports Network. Trying to get the number of the Columbia player that was down as he walks off under his own power to the far side. It's going to be Declan Ireland, 6'1" senior. Able to walk off under his own power. And again, he might have been the one that blocked that Marshall shot. So he's helped off to the far sideline. Less than 90 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Craig tried to throw it in out front. It was deflected down by the Columbia defense. Now the Cougars try to clear it forward with Adelsberger. He had the ball in his cross for a moment, but then it's given back away to the far sideline. Proditis in traffic, scoops it up, runs through a check near the head. Pass to the far side of the field. Back in front comes Taylor. As the Trojans try to build on their 4-2 lead. Craig is assistant on the last 3 goals. Marshall bangs it back to Craig, low to high, sails wide, and it's backed up by Vandercote. The wind really not that much of a factor down low on the field, but high atop things here, it's pretty breezy. Craig at X swings it to the far side, almost having a screen in front were the Trojans. But they maneuver around the perimeter. Marshall to the near edge and Dale. X and Craig. Taylor on a 3-0 run, back near side. Dale high to low, and he's got his second goal of the afternoon, and it's a 4-0 Trojan run, and they lead by 3. All 4 goals in this 4-0 run have been assisted by the program leader in dimes and Craig. Best back to face off for the Trojans. Back to a shorty. It'll be Kale Mattis, the main face-off man today. Pop near side, scooped up on the ground ball by Zach Baker. Columbia trying to break this scoreless drought. So we look to be about about 30 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter, so Columbia's got to go quick. Taylor on a 4-0 run. Trojans leading 5-2. Ball turned over at X, coming out to scoop it up. Almost momentarily was Harold, the Taylor goalie. But to the near side corners, time dwindling away at 12-10. Ground ball picked up by Harold, the Taylor keeper. Now the Trojans will just send it here, trying to get one last effort. Bouncing in towards the goal, and it'll go all the way out on the other end line with 2 seconds and 1 second. And Columbia will just send it back the other way that it came with about 2 seconds left, and that brings to the end of the opening quarter. At the end of 1, it's Taylor 5, Columbia 2. This is Taylor Lacrosse on the Trojan Sports Network. We're back shortly.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
A quick man-up goal to start as an illegal stick called in between the quarters against against William Rusk of Columbia, and the Trojans capitalize on the man-up goal, and they lead 6-2. Their second man-up tally here of the day. We'll wait to see exactly who gets the goal for the Trojans, but it's 5 in a row here for the home team. Again, we're high atop things here looking at Wheeler Field. It's a non-releasable penalty for a minute for Rusk for that illegal stick. It's Saxby on the assist from Dale. That's 5-2. And so another man-up opportunity. Again, the Trojans get the full minute for the illegal stick here from William Rusk. And Taylor shoots on the goal to our left in gray. Here's Proditis. Sends it up top to Craig. Taylor on a 5-0 run. Marshall tried to make it 6 in a row. Turned away by, looked to me, the backup keeper for, nope, still Peltier in there for Columbia. Crossfield pass, knocked out of the air, intercepted by the Cougars as Columbia and Musgrave try to take it from left to right here in the opening stages of the second. Trying to clear are the Cougars and Blevins. Blevins goes far side here to Wood. Wood out front, in and out of his cross, still loose on the near side. Scooping it up for the Trojans is Pacer. Pacer airmails his man in Dale. Looks like we're back to even strength on both sides. Ball popped free, and Taylor comes out of the scrum with it, as it was Dale down near midfield. Proditis brings it up on the near sideline. Taylor shoots on the goal to our left here in quarter number 2. They're on a 5-0 run and lead Columbia 6-2. Here's Gehrig up top. Has an angle, tried to bounce it home, and the righty shot goes wide, backed up here by the Trojans. (6-2) Taylor, almost 2 minutes in here to the second quarter. Taylor trying to win their second game in a row and move to 2-4 on the year. Craig carries, bangs it backside as Gehrig tried to go top shelf, and he airmailed it high. But Taylor just continues to pump shots here against Columbia today as they've outshot the Cougars by a wide margin, 25-6. Here's Craig, lets it go from a sidewinder, turned away by Peltier. He gets hounded in front, ball jarred free by Ben Miller, but Columbia able to scoop it up here with Adelsberger. Adelsberger, long crossfield pass across midfield, snagged by Baker. Columbia's only goal scored today. He has both tallies, both assisted by Fletcher Wood. Studer between the circles as Columbia back to full strength. Again, it was an illegal stick from Rusk after the end of our first quarter that put them a man down, and the Trojans capitalized with their second man-up tally of the day. Here comes the guilty man in Rusk with a new twig. Ball knocked free out, and it was blown dead by crew chief Ryan Daly, and it's a timeout here early for interim head coach Cody Swan in Columbia. He is not happy across from us, but the mentor for the folks in Columbia did get that timeout just before they lost it. We're back with more next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Goal scorers today for the Trojans. 2 for Saxby and 2 for Dale. 1 for Marshall and 1 for Gehrig. As Taylor leads 6-2. 3 minutes gone here in the second. Columbia with the ball, shooting on the goal to our right in the navy blue. Morrissey sends it to X, where Wood operates. Now off to Baker on the right side, runs his defender through a screen. Columbia desperately looking for goals as they have watched their 2-1 lead completely evaporate since the middle of the first quarter. Wood to the far side here with Rusk. Try to split dodge to his left hand on the far side, now bounces it back up top. Baker backs it out, and it's a moving screen against Columbia. Another violation here against the visitors, and the Trojans get it going from right to left in gray. Pacer off to Craig on the left point, and now backs it out with a man right on his hip. That was Whitener. Craig spins, shuffling us all the way back near midfield, now turns. Arm extended, stick in his left hand, up top to Dale. Far side, and Saxby spins away from trouble. To X and Perditis, left edge Craig. Taylor goes from right to left here in quarter two in the new gray jerseys and shorts. Left edge Perditis, couldn't get a time and room away, up top to Dale, fakes to his left, put his man on the turf, and then spins it to the far side. Marshall, behind goal line extended, Saxby, skipping near side Perditis. He picked it up at his shoes and then threw it right into the belly of Peltier. Loose out front, Garrick had the ball for the time being. Swept to the near edge as Taylor tries to hold it in, and they do. Splendidly done by those wearing gray. It was Saxby on the save, up top to Dale. Those two have connected for a couple of goals this afternoon. And now Craig operates here at X, a 3-3 zone for Columbia. Do not have the numbers today to really run a true man-to-man the Cougars do with only 6 or 7 subs. Halfway through the 82nd shot clock, low pass. Taylor trying to scoop it out of trouble. Marshall comes in to help. One-handed scoop doesn't work. And here comes Columbia out and running with Adelsberger running the show. A 4-on-3 as Adelsberger goes far side. Rusk down low. Wood a jump shot, and he beat Harrell on the far side post. First goal in forever. Apologize for the slip right there. In case you're wondering, your man calling the game is your man playing commercials and updating the scoreboard today. So we apologize for that little slip right there. As Wood gets the goal off the assist, it looked like from Baker. Actually make it Rusk on the assist. And again, Rusk was the one that had the illegal stick at the end of the quarter. Face-off gets us back going again, back to the middle of the field. Taylor had an opportunity to scoop it up. They could not. And it's picked up here by Columbia and Garriock. Garriock with Elzinga right on his hip. And now Columbia trying to build some momentum here. 5 minutes gone in the second. They trail 6-3. Attacking the goal to our right, behind it X to Wood. Wood spins to a left hand, dancer on the right side crease, tried to underhand it, ball jarred free. Loose on the near side, Taylor couldn't scoop it up. Rake doesn't work for Columbia. Kicked out to the near side as Bain hustles after it. He's got a 1-on-2. He lets the Columbia players kind of run into each other. Then the ball sent dangerously close to the near sideline. Morrissey there to scoop up the GB, and here comes Columbia back in blue, attacking the goal to our right. They trail Taylor 6-3. They watch the Trojans go on a 5-0 run to flip a 2-1 lead and give the Trojans a 6-2 advantage. Exploding on the far side is Baker. Stomps on the brakes as turning him away was Elzinga. Back up top in Rusk, who just assisted on the last Columbia goal. Right hand cradle, dumps off to Morrissey. Chopping on him is Pacer. Backhand flip near side. Rusk, a bouncer that skips away. Harrell might have got a piece of it. It goes to the far side and out of bounds. Backed up by Wood. As the William Rusk fan section cheering their man on to our left. 8.5 to go before halftime. Columbia with the ball, trailing 6-3. Looking to isolate up top is Garriock. Thought about a toe drag, goes in. His shot punched away, caught in the air by Harrell. Save off the right hip for the freshman keeper. Now Taylor sets up the clear from right to left. Near sideline, Elzinga sidesteps a man as he takes it across midfield. Elzinga attacks from the left edge. No one has stopped him yet. He gives it away before maybe carrying it in for a couple of extra steps before trying to go in and score. Dale on the right point, backs it out here for the Trojans as they bring on the second line midfielders. Actually make it the first line as Wyatt Marshall carries here. Garrick to follow him. Craig has it knocked away from behind after his cross. Good trail check there by Columbia's top defender in Caden Blevins. And the cause turnover, his 4th of the year, gives it back to Columbia with 8 minutes remaining and Columbia down 6-3. Cougars trying to clear on the far sideline. Aldisberger sidesteps the chopping Aiden Craig. Near midfield, flag is down as Pacer came right down and got his man on the top of the head. Crossfield pass off the top of the crossbar by Cesna. But it's going to be Pacer going to the sideline. First penalty against the Trojans here this afternoon as he chopped right down on the head of Morrissey. So Columbia on the man up for the first time today. So it's a slash on Pacer. Columbia's shot goes wide. There to back it up is Fletcher Wood. 6-3 deficit here for Columbia as they try to score their second straight goal. They were shut out after taking that 2-1 lead. Xander Bateman comes in on the man down unit. Low to low, Skipper finds the back of the net from Matthew Cesna. And Columbia scores back-to-back tallies there to within 2, down 6-4. So back-to-back goals here for Columbia, and they've now put back-to-back ones up for their own. Modest, Best, the face-off dot won by Columbia. Out and running come the Cougars. High pass as Wood got bumped on the hip. Pacer out of the box. Tiptoes the near side, throws it back to the middle of the field. That's a dangerous pass, almost picked out of the air clean by Columbia. Bodies fall everywhere out in front of the Taylor goal, and coming out of it is Columbia with the ground ball and Baker. Not a good sequence there for the Trojans as they had an opportunity to get it back on the offensive end after losing the face-off. We drop below 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Back-to-back goals by Columbia have them to within a pair, down 6-4. As the Cougars in search of their first win of the season. They skip it to goal line extended. Studer on the near edge to the far side and Wood. He just scored a few moments ago. Veering up top, Cesna, who just scored the last time down. Now to Wood on the right side. Goal line extended, spins in, low angle shot turned away by Harrell as Cesna sent down to the turf. Shot clock resets as Harrell walks it out for the Trojans. Far sideline, Massey. Right to midfield, a good clear for the Trojans and Proditis. The last time we saw Columbia score back-to-back goals, that kicked off the Trojan 5-0 spurt. Can they get another run here with Jackson Dale coming onto the field here for the Trojans offensively? Less than 6 to go here in the first half. The Trojans have dominated the shots category today, knocking on the door of 30. Marshall tried to thread the needle, another ill-advised pass by the Trojans. Columbia, though, throws a skipper all the way across the turf to the other end, and scooping it up are the Cougars after a poor pass by one of the long sticks for Columbia, went about 40 yards. But the Cougars able to regroup here. Wood steps around his defender, has an angle towards the goal. His trail check is in there perfectly, and then Massey with a wonderful toe drag after Ben Miller jarred the ball loose. Now the Trojans push the issue, crossfield pass, bouncing it in and just kicking it away on the attempt from Saxby was the keeper Peltier. It was Miller that took the ball clean out of the cross, and then a wonderful scoop up there from Massey as at the Trojans to the offensive end here with 5 minutes remaining before the half. Modified man-to-man look here for Columbia after they've been in the 3-3 zone all day. Hesitation by Garrett, got him to X, kicks it near side, Proditis, time and room. Another kick away there by Peltier as Craig backs it up for the Trojans, and the shot clock will reset to 60 after Peltier got a piece. Less than 5 to go in the opening half. Taylor is led for the majority here. Marshall fakes to his left, lost his footing, got it back, and then deals off to Craig. Taylor operating on the far side of the field, shooting on the goal to our left. Craig jogs to X, low hand pass, Proditis thought about a low to low, dishing in front to Garrick, he spun away, still kept it somehow, and then the ball got checked free. Will they call it a shot or a pass? They'll call it a shot, and so the Trojans keep the possession here, shooting on the goal to the left with 37 to get a shot away. Trojans leading 6-4, sidearm pass near side to Saxby. Proditis on the left point, back on the left edge to Saxby. Man-to-man look for Concordia. Proditis tried to pick the upper 90, and he zoomed it just over the crossbar. Backed up by Columbia as the Trojans were unable to get that one. And with 4.5 to go here in the first half, Columbia tries to score their third goal in a row as they've cut the deficit down to 2. Peltier walking it up for the Cougars. Fakes a pass to the far side, passing in front to Wood, in and out of his stick. Still loose just inside midfield, darting in to scoop it up is Rusk for Columbia. Now pirouettes from a very pesky Lucas Pacer, who forces a pass into traffic. Ball to the near sideline, out of bounds, off of Columbia. Also helping there was Jaden Boyer, the senior midfielder. And now Taylor sets up the clear with Craig coming over to help. Ill-advised pass, there's a man right in front, but thankfully for him, the deflection sends it out of bounds, and Taylor keeps it in their attacking end. With 3.5 remaining here in the opening half, Taylor leads Columbia 6-4, looking for their first goal in some time. Marshall restarts, comes in with a head of steam from the left side. Near side, Craig had an angle, then fired back up top from Proditis to Marshall. Nice shimmy shake, just missing the upper 90 was Marshall, as Wyatt looked for his second goal of the afternoon. New number for Wyatt this season, wore 9 his first 3 seasons, wanted to honor his former teammate in Connor Phillips, and the pass out front, dunked in by Ben Miller. After he got the cause turnover on the other end, he dunks it in front, and Taylor gets their first goal in some time. It's 7-4 Taylor. Another assist for Aiden Craig, his 5th one of the afternoon. And the Trojan lead back to 3 with about 3:13 remaining here in the first half. Best and Modest back of the dot again. Violation on Modest, and that's the second one on him. And one more will put the Trojans on the man up. So another face-off win for Best. He's been pretty good here today at the dot. And the offensive midfielders back onto the field here for Taylor. Attacking the goal to our left here in the second quarter. They're clad in gray, and they lead 7-4. Trailing the play, Marshall dancing in from the right side. Left-handed shot. Saved out of the air nicely by Peltier on the high-to-high attempt, and now breaking free is Baker. Trying to press the issue. Marshall trying to track him down from behind. Far side, catch and shoot. Deflected down. Doesn't go in the front. Did the ball cross the goal line? Ryan Daly jogs in and says yes as the ball got deflected off of Harrell and one of his teammates, and it just crossed across the goal line in the goal to our right. And by the thinnest of margins, Columbia comes up with a much-needed tally to get back to within 2. We'll wait to see who gets credit on the goal on that far shot. It might have been Wood. And back to the face-off dot we go with 2.5 remaining, and Columbia back to within 2, down 7-5. Stalemate at the dot here so far. And a violation here against Columbia. Or no. Our crew chief, Ryan Daly, signals. And now a flag is thrown. That is, yep, that's the third face-off violation against Columbia here in the first half. And now each one after this one, including this one, will lead to a man-up, a 30-second man-up here for the Trojans. Again, that's the third face-off violation by Columbia here in the first half. You get 2 freebies, and then the third one and everyone after that in a half will start to cost you. So it's an illegal procedure, 30-second technical here against Modest, the face-off man for Columbia. So Zach Baker gets the assist on that most recent Columbia goal. We're still trying to figure out who got the tally for the Cougars. Taylor today 2 for 3 on the man up. They've scored their last 2 times with the man advantage. They've done so already once here in the second quarter. Craig, near side Perditis, quickly off to Saxby on the left edge. Back to the far side of the field and Craig. Marshall bluffed a right-handed shot. Garrick comes in and dunks it to the top shelf. A low-angle shot for Reed Garrick, and 21 in gray gets his second goal of the afternoon. The Trojan lead back to 3 on their third man-up goal of the afternoon. .2:11 remaining here in the opening half. The Trojans have led for the majority of our ball game here today. Modest and Best back to the dot, and another face-off violation on Modest, and another man-up coming here for the Trojans. That's the second straight illegal procedure on the face-off in a row here for Modest. They picked up 2 quick ones here in the first half, and again, every one subsequent after the third, including the third, will put the other team on the man-up. So the Trojans just took advantage of that, and we'll see if they can do it again here as they lead 8-5 with 2:10 left to play here in the opening quarter. Far side of the field, Gehrig face dodge in front. Peltier turns him away on a low angle shot on the far side of the field on the righty attempt there from Gehrig. Columbia setting up the clear on the far side here with Whitener. Whitener runs into trouble, knocking it free of the Trojans. Marshall comes in, got hit right around the teeth, scooped up by Saxby near midfield, and the Trojans pressing on the near side with their man advantage dwindling away. We're back to even strength with 1:40 left to go here in the first half. And time is called. It's an offside here against the Trojans as Pacer was across midfield, and now a flag is thrown from the near side. Was the flag just to get the attention of somebody, or was it a penalty against Taylor? Looks like it was just to get the attention of somebody. And who wouldn't want to get the attention of our crew chief, Ryan Daly, a fine young man. And it looks like a free clear here after the violation by the Trojans. Or was it offsides against Taylor defensively? Looks like the guilty man is Jackson Dale for Taylor, and so a man up here for Columbia with about 90 seconds left. They trail by 3. Columbia in blue shoots on the goal to our right. Stick-to-stick pass. Easy work there for Harrell as he turns away. Looks to be Musgrave. And now Harrell runs the clear with about 60 seconds left. Harrell to the front. Craig bouncing it off. Catching it back as Bain with a long pole, lobbing it out front. High to low and turning it away wonderfully was Peltier, and he might have gotten a little bit of help from the post. Back to even strength with just about a minute remaining here in the first half. Taylor with the ball, leading Columbia by 3. No one out front. Saxby just misses a wide open goal from the left side as he pulled it too far to the left. About 55 seconds left to go here in the first. Taylor with the ball in the far corner. Saxby up top to Vander Cody. Craig whips it to Vander Cody, now far side of the field, and Saxby once again. Perditis at X. Near edge and Craig. Aiden with almost a handful of assists today. Pass in front. Tight quarters, able to scoop it up after deflecting off of his body was Marshall. Check that, make it Miller, the most recent goal scorer. To Craig at X. Far side of the field, low angle shot turned away by Peltier off the attempt from Saxby. Then trying to fight for it on the end. Nice diving attempt by the keeper, Peltier. He turns and pumps his fist and says something to his mates to try to get them going for the final 27 seconds of the first half that they trail by 3 in. A long Hail Mary pass, but taking his eyes off of it was Peltier's teammate. Scooping it up was Whitener in traffic as he pirouettes and dances away from trouble clad in gray. 7, 6, and 5. Baker doesn't know how much time is left as he's just standing on the far side of the field with 3, 2, and 1, and they don't even get a shot away. They had an opportunity, Columbia did, to get one shot to end the first half. It does not happen. And the Trojans able to capitalize on a late man-up opportunity, and they'll take an 8-5 lead into the second half. We'll be back with more next. This is Taylor Men's Lacrosse on the Trojan Sports Network.
Life to the full for me looks like approaching every conversation as if it is for the kingdom and to the glory of God.
Life to the full to me means being present where your 2 feet are at.
When I think of life to the full, I think of joy, especially the Taylor body, the Taylor community, what Taylor has to offer.
The way we're equipping students to live life to the full is that we're helping them have a global humility.
There's so many things at Taylor that are preparing me to live life to the full. I love doing research and engaging in projects within my major, computer science, so I could go from programming 1 minute to doing a Bollywood dance and performing as part of Mosaic Night the next.
We have a lot of opportunity here to help students and to equip them to live life full now and well beyond their years at Taylor, and part of that is the intentionality we have with developing relationships with one another.
I'm experiencing life to the full at Taylor through the different opportunities that Taylor allows us to learn about different cultures, people, and places.
I love that we get to do chapel together 3 times a week. Nobody takes attendance. Nobody tells me I have to be there, but I get to be there.
I think I see that in sports, on the football field, in the throwing ring, in classes, and also in student leadership positions.
I experience life to the full at chapel because I get to play in a chapel band, and I get to sit up there and play piano and glorify God with one of my gifts.
The community gives me a sense of life to the full in that I get to see students go through their 4 years here, develop as intellectuals and scholars, be prepared for their vocations, and go out into the world and influence the world for Christ.
back to live action here to start the third quarter. Taylor and Columbia, Trojans in the gray. They lead Columbia 8-5 as they outshot Columbia 38-13 here in that opening half. The Trojans, though, turn it over on the far side, losing the stick. Looked to be Carlton Best over there for TU. And so Columbia gets the opening possession, gets their first possession here of the second half. As our crew chief Ryan Daly over there talking with one of his referee mates here this afternoon. There'll be a restart here for Caden Blevins on the far side for Columbia. The Cougars out of the KCAC in the road blue uniforms with white numbers and white letters. Taylor in the home gray jerseys and shorts with purple numbers and purple letters. Russ takes the pass just inside midfield with the defensive midfielder Grant Elzinga there defending him. Man-to-man look for Taylor as Columbia shoots on the goal to our left here in half number 2. Wooded X had a couple of goals in the first half, deals off to Baker, who had the first 2 goals of the afternoon for Columbia. Now to straightaway and Garriock. Split dodge to his left hand, dancing with the defender in front of him, pops a pass into traffic, cut down by Bain, couldn't scoop it up, low shot, and it's in the back of the net there for Drake Morrissey. And Columbia able to strike first here, their opening possession of the third quarter. They're back to within 2, down 8-6. So Morrissey on the goal for Columbia, his third one of the season. Modison Best sweeps it forward for Taylor, couldn't scoop up the ground ball as it was Baker that came in to get it. He didn't hold it on for it long as Taylor was able to strip it as Craig comes out of the scrum with it for TU, and the Trojans win the face-off here. Their second face-off win of the third quarter as Craig eludes the swatting Blevins behind him, wide out front, and an easy goal. Hat trick in there for Will Saxby off the assist from Craig. Fancy footwork there from Aiden Craig to elude Blevins, who's been watching his every move here this afternoon. And that's the 5th or 6th assist this afternoon for Craig. It's his 6th, and the hat trick in the books there for the talented freshman Saxby. That gives him 10 here in his freshman season. Face-off still being fought for, and now scooped up by Columbia. Coming out of there with it was Modis, winning his own face-off as Columbia shoots on the goal to our left. Now a right-handed cradle here from Modis. Actually, make that Cessna, excuse me. To Exenwood. Right-hand cradle up to the near side as Columbia attacks the goal to our left here in the third. Rusk down the left alley with a right hand, bluffs a pass, but it's a moving screen called against Studer of Columbia, and another turnover by the Cougars gives it back to TU. With the Trojans out front 9-6 here in this third quarter. Andrews cradles, veers to his right, trying to be ushered out of bounds, tight ropes, and he could not keep his feet in bounds as Cessna was able to guide him out of bounds on a nice play there from Zero in blue. About a step outside of midfield is Studer. Proditis tried to argue his case. Trying to figure out maybe how far away he needed to be. Pass still not across midfield yet. Face dodge going across is Adelsberger. The long pole, playing keep away here. Now the Trojans smack at that bottom hand. It'll be a slashing violation here against Pacer as all 3 officials simultaneously threw their flags in the air. Out front, eluding through everybody is Cessna, and Cessna scores with the right hand. That should wipe away the slash against Pacer. We look to crew chief Ryan Daly to make sure that that flag is waved off. And it was. Nope. Still a slash there against Pacers, so he's going to have to serve it. As Morrissey gets the assist on the goal from Cessna. Another tally for him. 0 and Blue came in with just 1 goal today. He's already got a couple. And on the face-off violation, here's Columbia with the man up. And a minute slash against Pacers. They try to cut into this 2-goal deficit. Cougars in blue. Cessna on the left edge. Man-up unit for Columbia today is just 1 for 3. Up top, high to low. And a nice save there on the attempt from Rusk there by Harold, the Taylor keeper. Far edge, Weichel for Taylor. They get to clear to Craig as he jogs across midfield with 11:40 remaining in the third. Taylor's lead cut down to 2. As a check from Baker broke the shaft, and the head of his stick just laying about 5 yards outside of midfield. As Craig jogs up the near side and has a brief chat with some fans on the sideline. Craig in that bottom hand chopped at. Just one defender in Adelsberger coming to guard him instead of the normal double team you see when teams are on the man up. Now it veers away as Garrick comes back in. Craig tried to find him. It went off of Garrick's cross, and it's turned over and scooped up by Garriock. Garriock, nice split dodge to his left hand, got bumped on the way there. He accelerates across midfield with Dale trying to track him down from behind. And the whistle blows as Rusk lost it, still able to slim it out there to Studer. Poke check from behind, nicely done by Saxby. Tried to scoop it over the line. Offsides though, or a violation, against Taylor. And the Columbia gets the ball back and the shot clock resets to 80. So we dip below 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Columbia has got the lead down to 2, or the deficit down to 2, I should say. Rusk sends it to the near side and Studer. Cessna's got a goal here in the third quarter for Columbia. Massey, the Trojans' top close defenseman, switches on to him. 9-7 Columbia deficit. Cessna with the right-hand cradle, far side to Morrissey, who assisted Cessna on the last goal. Wooded X to the near side wing and Studer. Right-hand cradle up top, Cessna. Had an angle on Massey, lifting the ball up and out of the play, or lifting the bottom hand, I should say, was Massey, as Cessna bounces it away to the near side corner, backed up by Columbia. 10 minutes left to go here in the third. Columbia trying to get back to within 1. Xander Bateman defends on the near side for Taylor. Modest, the face-off man back in, right-handed cradle to the far side, bumped by Marshall. And the Taylor man-to-man as Modest backs it out. Passing to X, Harrell out of position, tried to go for the steal, roll dodge inside Wood, and he missed it from point-blank range. Ball bouncing around as Harrell back inside the crease, and the Taylor goalie keeps it out of harm's way, or at least for the time being. Harrell came around the crease, tried to intercept the pass. Now the Trojans throw it away into their own offensive end off of a one-footed attempt. Not a good pass there by the Trojans, and Columbia sets up the clear here with Blevins. Then he gives it right back with a bad pass, off target, out of bounds, and it's the two teams trading bad passes here in the last couple of minutes. But now the call is overturned. They'll say it was deflected out of bounds by Taylor. So even though it was a bad pass by Blevins, it got touched by someone in gray. And now Columbia with a prime opportunity, starting in the offensive end to our left along the near sideline. Studer. The fresh legs coming on in Kai Garriock. Wooded X has been the point man here a lot for Columbia, running the show from behind the goal a lot since the midway point of the first quarter. Studer sets up a dodge all the way out near midfield, draws 2 with the left hand, pings it back to his screener, Rusk. Bumped on the way there, Rusk right side, lost his footing as he went in. The ball is loose on the turf. Taylor trying to scoop it and run with it, and Massey comes out of the freight, and he's got a head of steam. Throws a sky whammy as Craig was hopping up and down on the near side trying to get the attention of 18 in gray. The Trojans bring it up the middle of the field, bump from behind, losing the ball was Boyer. Flag is thrown. This will be a push with possession, and Taylor will go man up for 30 seconds. So Taylor goes man up for the first time here in the third quarter. They are 3 for 5 here this afternoon. .27 remaining in the third. Craig restarts from right at midfield. Trojans looking for their 4th man-up goal of the afternoon and trying to get the lead north of 2 once again. The Trojans in gray attack the goal to our right. They work it around the perimeter. Pass it in front to Garrick. He throws it to no man's land. Trying to sell it that it was a shot was Jackson Dale, but that does not fool the officials. A couple of sloppy passes by Taylor here in this third quarter have kept Columbia hanging around here as they've got the deficit down to 2. Blevins trying to run away from Craig and Dale. He does as both Trojans fall down. And the long-haired Blevins rumbling up the near side, playing keep away here, bouncing it in, and right before he could turn that shot loose, it's a violation against Columbia. And it looks like they were offsides with Zach Baker crossing the midfield stripe. Taylor quickly pushes the issue up the near side with Craig already carrying to the offensive end. Craig at goal line extended. Wanted Saxby coming from the box. He just threw it just a hair away from him, and Baker comes in to scoop up the ground ball, and the clear will be set up here by Peltier, the keeper. Sprinting up the near side, Adelsberger got away from Craig. And the Trojans right now have 4 guys back on the offensive end for some reason. Dale still on the offensive end, and now he goes back to the defensive side of things. Now numbers are back even. Don't think Columbia noticed that, as we're now back to even strength. Lollipop pass to X, and Fletcher Wood tries to set things up, rolls away from Bateman. Now back behind the crease at X with a left-hand pass to the far side. Morrissey sends it up top to Rusk. Split dodge to his right hand, right alley, high to low shot. On the bounce, stopped by Harrell of Taylor. Home debut for the freshman Harrell, 17 in gray as he races up the near sideline. Across midfield to Craig, sidesteps the first man, and now races on the near side, adjusts his helmet with his left hand, cradling with his right, now accelerates in. Doesn't have an angle for a shot, gets bumped from behind, got hit right in the head as the ball came free, and then this will be an extra penalty as Saxby came in and took Adelsberger clean off of his feet. And now Pleasantry's being extended down below us. This will be a 5-on-5 situation. Saxby did not like that Adelsberger came in, got Craig on top of the head as Jackson Dale's helmet has been jarred free. So the initial penalty is going to go either a slash or a push with possession on Adelsberger. But an unnecessary roughness is going to get dealt here to Saxby for coming in and cleaning and hitting Adelsberger right in the chest, and then everything started to play the family feud there for a minute. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in the third. It's a 9-7 Taylor lead, but the Trojans are going to go man down for a decent amount of time here as Reed Gehrig having a conversation with some of the defensive players for Columbia. Crew Chief Ryan Daly there discussing something with one of his fellow officials. Again, the first penalty is going to go against Colby Adelsberger for either a slash for coming down with the stick on top of Craig's head, or getting a push with possession to hit him from behind as well. But then they're trying to figure out exactly how much time it's going to be on the Saxby penalty. So we have our binoculars out, and we wait to see the message relayed to the folks across from us. So hit to the head, 1 minute on Adelsberger, full time served. Saxby's is going to be a matching full time serve penalty for an unnecessary roughness. So we have 5-on-5 lacrosse for the next minute, with both men having to serve the full time on both penalties. Again, it's been a bigger emphasis in the last couple of years of contact to the head. This, though, the Saxby one, though, came in And it was a two-hand shove right through the chest of Aldersberger. So wait and see. So an illegal body check, the call against Saxby, and an illegal body check. It's listed as Baker. He's in there as well, so it's actually a 5-on-4 advantage for Taylor. The retaliation there from Baker has him in the box. Aldersberger also with an illegal body check. So it's going to be 5-on-4 for Taylor for the next minute with all three full-time serve penalties going on the same time. Point-blank shot from Gehrig goes wide. Hope you got all that. There'll be a quiz later. Taylor back on the man up on the goal to our right. Craig open up top. Proditis down low to Gehrig. Extra step to greatness. His shot got blocked on the way there, but it still snuck its way home. Handcuffing Peltier as he sat down on the turf. And all 9 in blue could do was watch the ball bounce away to his right and right into the back of the net. Not sure who got the assist on the Gehrig tally, but it's the second goal for 21 in gray. As again, Taylor has the man up. 2 illegal body checks on Columbia, 1 for Taylor. But with the 2-on-1 advantage, winning the faceoff clean for Columbia is modest. Nicely done by 8 in blue. But now he's double teamed on the near side, running away from trouble. Bain and Best trying to get the ball free. Best bumps him on the left shoulder. Modest rotates away, out near midfield in front of the Taylor bench across from us. Modest engages, trying to burn off these last couple of seconds of this man disadvantage with 3 illegal body checks on the board, 1 against Taylor, 2 against Columbia. Pass out front, somehow finds Cessna, whose shot is turned away nicely there by Harrell on a point-blank shot. Three-goal advantage for Taylor at 10-7. With 5:21 and ticking, double team in the far corner. Pass got deflected down, able to scoop it up, not cleanly, saved in from the near sideline, intercepted on the attempt from Rusk, intercepted by Best. Is now Taylor pressing the issue with about 20 or 30 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Harrell, the goalie, across the midfield stripe, and off to Craig on the far sideline in front of the Columbia bench. Craig dances in. It's a 5-on-4 for Taylor. They've already scored once here on this man advantage, trying to make it more and get their lead up to 4. Craig in the far corner. Attacking from the far edge are the Trojans. The first penalty has been released here for Columbia, so Taylor has a 5-on-5. Pass out front. Gehrig back to the passer and Craig. Up top, one-handed catch nicely by Marshall. Oh, he shook his man right out of his shoes, but then blistered it wide. Taylor able to back it up, 5-on-5 for the next couple of minutes as both men in the box get back to their feet. Craig spins out in front. Dunk shot doesn't go on the save from Peltier. So we initially thought it was 3 one-minute illegal body checks, but it looks like the last 2 on Baker of Columbia and Saxby of Taylor were the 2-minute variety, with Aldersberger in there for a 1-minute illegal body check. Back to 6-on-6, Columbia with the ball near side here with Garriock. Cougars with the ball trailing by 3 with 3.5 to go on this cloudy third quarter. Wood free from X as he carries up top. Far side to Cessna. Right edge here to Morrissey. He's been a nice addition here in the second half here for Columbia offensively. Morrissey spins, tight quarters, tried to dunk it around, bounces free of the far side. He ended up in the crease, and Taylor's got the clear ahead of steam far side. Already scooping it up was Jackson Dale. He was ready to rip rear and head to the other way, but he had to stomp on the brakes, and Taylor sets up the clear near sideline with Weichel carrying. Harrell across midfield finds Wyatt Marshall, and the Trojans with another successful clear this afternoon. They have been really good in that category today, as they are now 19 for 20. Trojans in gray leading by 3. They've led by as many as 4. Late stages here of the third quarter, about 3 minutes left. Taylor trying to win their second game in a row. Columbia trying to win their first game of the season. Far sideline, Proditis. Up top, Marshall. Off the stick of Saxby as he tried to make a cross-arm catch. Picks up the ground ball on the near side with a man right on his hip. Nicely done, though, by Whitener to poke the ball free. And here comes Columbia the other way. Long pass right on a dot. Peltier forward to Baker. About a 30-yard pass right on the button. As Woods attacks with men trying to track him down from behind. Dishing near side and feeding it home is Cessna. That's a hat trick for 0 in blue off the feed there from Wood. Second or third goal of the day for Cessna. And Musgrave will take his long pull out here and face off against Best. They did this once in the first half. Best wanted there. He pops it forward clean and quickly the Trojans on a break. Best, though, has it taken away from behind by the pole, and Musgrave, he didn't scoop it up cleanly. It's now fought for just outside of the box to our right. Proditis, the attackman, comes in, lost his footing. Was he helped there? He was. He scoops it up, and Taylor about to go on the man advantage. Near sideline, Proditis, fancy footwork. And then the whistle blows on the near side. Why? The Trojans don't mind. They're going to go on the man up again, but it stopped the fun for Proditis as he was trying to take an opportunity here. Tripping the call against Aldisberger of Columbia. And Taylor back on the man up here once again. They are 4 for 9 on the man up today. With 2:15 remaining in our third stanza. As Craig starts from the near sideline, goes right to the middle, goes far sideline, catch and shoot, blocked on the way there by Blevins on the Saxby rip. So tripping the call, 30 seconds here against Columbia. Back up top, Proditis. Taylor back on the man up, looking for their 5th man up goal of the day. Marshall, goal line extended on the near side, gets it back. Down the right edge to Marshall. Up top to Craig as the Trojans wheel around. Top of the field in Proditis. Gehrig comes in, ushers him down. Flag is thrown, and that's going to be an unnecessary roughness against Reed Gehrig as he stepped in and cleaned Musgrave right off of his shoes. So Gehrig's in the box. The flag was thrown. They're going to get Gehrig for an interference. Yep, interference on Gehrig, so it'll be 5-on-5 for at least a couple of seconds here for Columbia. 1:44 remaining in the third. They've got the ball. Columbia does, trailing 10-8. They had an early 2-1 lead, but the Trojans have done a nice job of taking a stranglehold on this game ever since. Good pressure, though, from Columbia here in the third as the Cougars look for their first win here of the year. Man-up opportunity for Columbia. They're just 1 for 5 on the extra man today. They will have to take a shot because not enough time in the penalty to allow them to get the possession heading over to the fourth. So they're waiting time here to get Fletcher Wood back onto the field. The final couple of seconds taken off of the tripping penalty against Aldisberger. And there it goes. And now here's the 6-on-5 man up for Columbia. They've got the ball shooting on the goal to our left. They trail by 2 with about a minute left to go here in the third. Far sideline, Morrissey. Man-up opportunity for Columbia. Again, they've scored just 1 man-up goal today. Baker floating a pass up top. Trying to swim through a couple of different defenders. Somehow the ball still in the cross of Garriock. Flag is thrown as Garriock went down. It'll be a 2-man advantage for Columbia, and this will allow them to hold the ball and not have to worry about a face-off when the fourth quarter rolls around. They still pick it up, back to 6-on-6 for the time being, with 30 seconds ticking away here in the third. Taylor really needs to jar this ball loose, thrown back to the middle of the field. Wisely done by Morrissey, knowing that his team can just hold the ball here and not have to worry about a fourth quarter face-off. Looks like a tripping violation is going to be the penalty here against Taylor. And it is tripping there against Jake Weichel. So 26 seconds left to go. This tripping penalty, only about 4 seconds separates. Turning and shooting, saved by Harrell out front off the attempt from Cessna. And now Harrell brings it forward with about 12 seconds left, sends it all the way to the other end of the field, snagged by Saxby. Now he can sit on this one, and Taylor can start with the possession to start the fourth. They'll start at man down, but Saxby with no real pressure from Blevins trying to jar it free, and Taylor able to take it to the end line here in the third. They will start with the ball, no face-off. They'll be a man down, but no draw coming to start the fourth. They lead Columbia 10-8 as we're off to the fourth next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet-designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health. Great care from great people.
Taylor starts with the ball here in the fourth quarter. They have almost doubled up Concordia in shots today. They've outshot them 43-22 with a couple seconds left in the man disadvantage. Taylor starts with the ball on the far side of the field, and that's why Aiden Craig double teamed by a couple of poles here to start off quarter number 4. Taylor leads Columbia 10-8. Trojans trying to move to 2-4, win back-to-back games. Columbia looking for their first victory of the year. Again, a tripping violation for Taylor. Put them a man down. They're able to get a stop thanks to Harrell late in the third. And with no need to attack, it's going to be Wyatt Marshall just holding things on the far side as they wait to looks to bring Jackson Dale into the game here. Taylor in the home gray jerseys and shorts, and Taylor kills off the penalty. Columbia now just 1 for 7 on the man advantage today. Pass out front, new man in, punching it away was Peltier, and Dale gets planted for his efforts there by Blevins. But a ground ball scooped up by Craig on the far side of the field, and the Trojans able to keep the possession here with a fresh 80 to work with here on the shot clock. Left edge, Saxby has the hat trick today. Proditis to the top end, Marshall on the right point. Far side and Craig. Threads it through to the near side. Saxby, face dodge, right-handed shot just bounces away on the right side post. Ground ball picked up by the Trojans. A whistle blows. Violation against Columbia, and Taylor will get to back it out on the far side with a shot clock resetting to 60. First line, Middy's out there for the Trojans. Pass out in front. Falling away, Dale got deflected on the way there. Ground ball couldn't be scooped up cleanly by Marshall, so he just dinks it over to Craig. Craig with a right-hand cradle, takes it from the far side to X behind the goal. Still the ball in his right hand. Low pass, bad pass into Proditis, one-hand scoop. Doesn't work, good man ball there from Proditis, allows Saxby to come in and scoop it up. Columbia showing a little bit of that 3-3 zone they gave Taylor fits early on in the opening quarter as the Trojans work it around the perimeter. Craig with a left-hand cradle to X. Fires it to the far side. Marshall, time and room, just bounces away on the near side. Hustling after it are members of both sides. And the Trojans the first one to it here as Proditis and Pacer were the first two men closest to it, and Taylor gets the ball, keeps the ball here. First possession of the third quarter, a long one here. The Trojans leading 10-8. Shot clock at 50. Craig on the right perimeter to GLE and Saxby. Far side, Marshall, split dodge, left hand, high to low, bounces away. And the first one to it was the keeper Peltier. Second or third time he's done that today. And now Columbia sets up for the clear here, down 2. Columbia today 18 for 23 on the clears. And they'll be 19 of 24 as they successfully bring that one to the attacking end. Long pass hauled in by Modis. And now it's Zach Baker waiting for offensive reinforcements here for Columbia. Defended by long stick midfielder Casey Bain. Studer at X for Columbia. Wyatt Marshall back defending him. Up top, Baker drops it, scoops it back up. Gets a screen right side. Bain fights over it on that bottom hand on the right-hand cradle from Baker. Almost 4 minutes into the fourth quarter, Columbia, in their closest games so far, have lost every game this year by about at least 5 or 6. Swim move from the top. Double team comes in. Bateman comes in and scrapes it free as Musgrave, or make it Garriock, tried to swim over him. Nicely done by the long-haired man out of Idaho. And here comes Taylor from right to left in gray trying to clear. Right-hand cradle, Boyer takes it across midfield. The Trojans now 21 for 22 on clears here this afternoon. And quickly to the offensive end, gliding forward to the Trojans with Proditis here on the near edge. Craig far side, eyes up, looking for cutters. Thought about threading it through to Marshall, goes far side, almost an underthrown pass. Faking left, going right was Dale. Now back to his right, deals it off. Saxby has to run after it. No pressure on him as he picks this one back up. Craig at X, veering to the near side of the field. Taylor shoots on the goal to our left. Proditis turns it loose, but right there to read it the whole way was Peltier. But before Peltier can set up the clear, a flag is thrown all the way back near midfield in the substitution box. And it looks like this might be an offsides on Columbia as Zach Baker walking to the penalty area. Another man up here for the Trojans as they are 4 for 10 on the man up here today. Saxby restarts on the near side for TU. They lead 10-8 as the violating player now blocks our view of the scoreboard. Pass out in front. Almost got a chance to see that scoreboard again as Dale misses the shot out front. Taylor backs it up on the man up. So they look for their 5th man up goal of the day. Craig at X goes far side. Proditis all time, and he rings the pipe, and it ricochets all the way back to midfield on the fly. Fought for, punched back to the Taylor offensive side of things, and Proditis, who turned that one loose, comes back to scoop it up in front of his own bench. Right side of the field, Proditis dumps it behind at X to Craig, out in front, caught, dunked, turned away on the attempt from Gehrig. Fought for, and the loose ball scooped up by Columbia as they're back to even strength with Baker coming out of the penalty box. 9:47 and ticking here in the fourth. Columbia with the ball down by 2. As Blevins rumbles up the near side, runs through 2 checks, barrels right through Gehrig, and keeps his head rolling up the near side. Now off to Morris. He shimmies and shakes. Weak left-handed shot, punched down and stopped by Harrell of Taylor. Gehrig with a man on his hip, rotates away from Baker. As he glides up to the offensive end, Baker still trying to track him down. Gehrig ran back into his check. Baker dropped the ball. Gehrig loses his footing. He was helped there, and Taylor's going to go back on the man up on a penalty here after Gehrig goes back down to the turf. Reed looks like he got clipped on the knee, and the Trojans have been almost living on the man up here this afternoon. And it's going to go against Drew Whitener of Columbia. And Taylor back on the man up. They are just 4 for 11 on the man up here today. We'll wait and try to see what that penalty is on as Paredes starts it on the left side of the field. Up top in Craig. Far side Marshall steps in and he blisters it wide right, backed up by Saxby. Still waiting to see what that penalty is. It's a pushing with possession here against Columbia. As Dale restarts from the end line here. 9 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Crossfield pass near side Saxby, a soft bouncer that goes wide left of the goal. Out of bounds, backed up here by the Trojans once again. Shot wide to the left. Marshall on the attempt there. Again, wearing a new number this year, trying to honor his former teammate Connor Phillips, who sadly passed away about almost a year and a half ago. No one wore number 10 last year. Was the freshman was remembered a year ago. But Marshall bumping up to number 10 this year. Craig, a low-to-low screamer. Sent away, maybe getting a piece of it was Peltier. They did get a piece of it, so the shot clock back to 60 here for TU. We're at even strength with an 8.5 to go here in the fourth. Taylor leading 10-8. Home opener for the Trojans, trying to win back-to-back games. Marshall bluffs a right-handed shot. Left-handed pass. Craig gets it from Paredes, skipping far side. Too far for Zaxby to catch clean. He dives. He kept the ball in play for the time being, but his momentum carried him and the ball out of bounds. And a clear attempt upcoming here for Columbia. Far sideline, a low pass that Baker couldn't really handle easily. It was Whitener that bounced that one in, too much pace. And the turnover gives it right back to Taylor with 7.5 remaining in the fourth. Trojans ahead by 2. Harrell right across midfield. Pinpoint pass to Miller, who has a goal this afternoon here in the second half. Craig on the perimeter right. To X, pass out front. Marshall tried to dunk it in. It was an awkward catch. And the loose ball scooped up here by Blevins. Blevins jogging forward. Plenty of time to get it across midfield for the successful clear. Throws it into traffic. He actually threw it behind Studer. That allows Massey to come in and get on the hands of Cessna for Taylor. Cessna, though, picks with the ground ball, and Columbia able to get an offensive possession here. The whistle blows to stop play as Columbia takes a timeout. They trail 10-8, just about 7 minutes left to go here in the fourth. We'll step aside, come back with more next. This is Taylor Lacrosse on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
7 minutes left to go here in this one. Taylor has outshot Concordia 56-23 today, including 30-18 in shots on goal, but Peltier has made 20 saves here on the day, more than doubling his season total coming in. And Concordia tries to cut back into the deficit here. They trail by 2 with a little 6-on-6 action here out of the Concordia timeout. Wood behind goal line extended. Bain all over his hands in the Taylor man-to-man. Ball knocked free near the end line. Another good check by the Trojans. It almost went out of bounds off of Columbia. Trying to save it was Bain. He did not, as Studer had the ball knocked out of his cross nicely by the Trojans, particularly Weichel, who was right there defensively. But Bain couldn't scoop up in tight quarters on the end line. It was 6:40 remaining here in the fourth. Another opportunity here for Concordia, or for Columbia, down 2. We'll see Concordia later in the year when WAC play starts. Rusk, right-handed cradle, wide open man in front. Nice stop by Harrell on the front doorstep as Morrissey came in and tried to get it away from him. Taylor trying to clear. It's Boyer still in his defensive end. Taylor with 8 seconds to get it across. Weichel running, spinning, runs into trouble. He just steps across the midfield and sets up another pirouette in front of his own bench. But it's going to be offsides against the Trojans as Andrews was late to get back over. And now Weichel's got to hustle all the way back to the defensive end. An easy clear to the near sideline, and Morrissey here for Columbia. Almost 5.5 left to go here in the fourth. Neither team has scored a goal here in this fourth frame so far. Morrissey on the right edge, man-to-man look for Taylor. They've been in the man-to-man since the opening whistle almost 2 hours ago. Baker from straight away as Columbia just bangs it around the perimeter. Morrissey, little split dodge to his left hand as he veers up top. Defended by the short stick, Ethan Andrews. Baker, who had an illegal stick after the end of the first quarter. Right hand power cradle all the way to the near side, passing to Woods at X. Up the right side of the crease, wide open man, low-to-low shot, kicked away by Bain, swept away, but Columbia able to regroup here off the ground ball from Cessna. Rusk holding the ball in his right stick, in his right hand, with Massey defending him. Crossfield pass looking away off the end of the cross was Baker, and a terrible mistake there for Columbia as Baker made the move before hauling the ball in. And now Andrews accelerates, carrying it across. Face dodge to his right hand. Baker comes down, chops him on the helmet. No foul, no penalty flag in the air. And now a late penalty comes from the near side, and Taylor's going to go back on the man up. Don't know why they didn't throw the flag earlier on when Andrews got doinked right on top of the helmet. But a 1-minute penalty upcoming here against Columbia with 4:40 and change remaining here in the fourth. Taylor leads 10-8. Back to the man up the Trojans go. They've cooled off considerably, going 0 for 3 their last 2 times the man advantage. They're 4 for 12 here on the afternoon. Ball starts on the left edge for Taylor as they shoot on the goal to our left. Craig, sidearm pass to Marshall. His pass cut down by Blevins. Is at a nice second half here defensively. He slips and gets back to his feet as Taylor scoops up the ground ball far sideline. Craig from straight away tried to thread the needle. It was cut down out of the air by Columbia, but Perditis scoops up the ground ball just beyond goal line extended. Near side, Saxby, who has the hat trick today. Craig back near side, Perditis. As the Trojans trying to get Columbia's defense on the man down, shifting around a little bit, looking for an outside shot. Goal line extended. Dale, Craig from straight away, and he picks the upper 90 from long range. Well, he's assisted on 6 other goals. It was about time old 77 put one in the back of the net himself. An absolute rip from Aiden Craig, his second goal of the year. And the Trojans get some much-needed breathing room. They lead by 3, 11-8. Best and Modest back there at the face-off dot. Trojans trying to scoop at the ground ball. They do. Nice ground ball play from the wings, particularly here from Weichel, it looks like. Actually make it Muley who came in to get that ground ball from the wing. Taylor with the possession. They call the timeout, and those in gray hopping up and down after the howitzer from Aiden Craig. 3:55 remaining in the fourth. Trojan timeout with the ball. They lead by 3, 11-8. We're back with more next on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Taylor ball out of their own timeout. They've put 31 of their 57 shots on the goal today. McMullen on the ground ball there for the Trojans, allow them to take the timeout, pass out front, shot was no good, and now Columbia sets up the clear. Time is dwindling, though. They trail by 3. Big hit behind the play. Marshall got the hit, jarred it free. Proditis scoops it up. And now he veers off to the far side. And now the Trojans know the clock is their friend. Leading by 3 with 3.5 minutes left and an 80-second shot clock. You can do the math at home. The Trojans, no issue here to try and press the issue and give the ball away unnecessarily. Craig has been wonderful today, a goal and 6 assists. His only goal today, most recently, has given Taylor a three-goal advantage. Marshall, the LSM defending him. That's Aldersberger. Skips into a dodge on the right side, rolls back to his left hand, pass in front. Proditis snipped it back. He threw it over the shoulder and almost put a highlight reel for this one today. The pass was deflected. Proditis got it back and almost put one home there out in front. Saxby looking for his 4th, turned away nicely by Peltier, who's been standing on his head at times here today. That's his 21st save of the afternoon. Craig has it just inside the end line with 2.5 minutes remaining here in the 4th. Craig bluffs a pass out front. Again, with 45 seconds left on the shot clock, Taylor can take this one down to under 2 minutes with a 3-goal lead. Reed Gehrig's got a short stick defender on him. He might try to ISO here as the shot clock hits 32, 30, and now 30. 31 and 30. Gehrig right side with Baker defending. Floats it behind to X and Craig. Saxby open on the left side. They go up top. Dale, skipper in. Nice read by Peltier. Ball loose out front. Almost scooped up by Dale. Popping to the near side. One-hand scoop made by Saxby. And the Trojans able to get a fresh 60 to work with here with less than 2 to go in regulation time, leading by 3. The Trojans defeated Missouri Baptist last time out, 17-4. They've been in a dogfight today here with the Cougars of Columbia, an 11-8 Trojan lead with 90 seconds remaining here in the 4th. Saxby left edge, face dodge, back to his right hand, punching it wide to the right. And the shot backed up by Proditis. Shot clock doesn't reset as we hit 30 to get a shot away. 90 seconds, less than that remaining here in quarter 4. An 11-8 Taylor lead, trying to win back-to-back games and take the home opener here in 2024. Proditis up top with 15 to shoot. Gehrig, left edge, rolls back to his right hand, steps in, shot, and he put it home, and that could be the dagger as Gehrig gets the hat trick, and the Trojans push the lead to 4 with almost a minute left to go here. Just 2 goals have been scored here in the fourth quarter, both belonging to the Trojans and both guys that went to Heritage Christian High School. Eden Craig up first, and now Reed Gehrig with 1:07 left to go. The Trojans have a 4-goal lead at 12-8, matching their biggest here of the afternoon. Best trying to win the faceoff for Taylor. He squirms free and scoops it up. We have 1 minute, less than a minute to go here in the fourth. Ball fought for on the far side. A Taylor player taken down. The flag is thrown, 2 of them in the air. And with less than a minute to go, the Trojans are going to go man up once again today here against Columbia and have an opportunity to really milk this thing away. But one of the Trojans took a real big shot as Adam Sparks is down attending to him on the far sideline. We'll take a break and come back with more here on the Trojan Sports Network. Didn't get a good read on the number of the Trojan that had to be helped off the field there. But the good news is that he was able to walk off the field. Taylor was 61 shots here on the afternoon. Again, a flag was thrown. And with 40 seconds left, the Trojans can pretty much run this thing to the finish line, leading 12-8. They led 10-8 heading into the fourth, but the only goals of the frame belonged to Craig and Gehrig of Taylor. And the 4-goal lead matches the biggest of the afternoon for the home side as Craig just twirls his stick. No pressure being applied to him at all with the Trojans on the man up once again. The penalty against Columbia, their 12th here of the day. And the final 10-second countdown is on. Columbia will not press as the Trojans are going to win back-to-back games. And a 2-0 score in the fourth quarter signifies a 12-8 Trojan victory today as they defeat Columbia 12-8 to pick up their second straight win and move to 2-4 on the year. We'll take a break and come back with the Ivanhoe's post-game show. That's next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Life to the full for me looks like approaching every conversation as if it is for the kingdom and to the glory of God.
Life to the full to me means being present where your 2 feet are at.
When I think of life to the full, I think of joy, especially the Taylor body, the Taylor community, what Taylor has to offer.
The way we're equipping students to live life to the full is that we're helping them have a global humility.
There's so many things at Taylor that are preparing me to live life to the full. I love doing research and engaging in projects within my major, computer science, so I could go from programming 1 minute to doing a Bollywood dance and performing as part of Mosaic Night the next.
We have a lot of opportunity here to help students and to equip them to live life full now and well beyond their years at Taylor, and part of that is the intentionality we have with developing relationships with one another.
I'm experiencing life to the full at Taylor through the different opportunities that Taylor allows us to learn about different cultures, people, and places.
I love that we get to do chapel together 3 times a week. Nobody takes attendance. Nobody tells me I have to be there, but I get to be there.
I think I see that in sports, on the football field, in the throwing ring, in classes, and also in student leadership positions.
I experience life to the full at chapel because I get to play in a chapel band, and I get to sit up there and play piano and glorify God with one of my gifts.
The community gives me a sense of life to the full in that I get to see students go through their 4 years here, develop as intellectuals and scholars, be prepared for their vocations, and go out into the world and influence the world for Christ.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Back here at Wheeler Field, the Ivanhoe's post-game show as the Trojans defeat Columbia by a final of 12-8 to move to 2-4 on the year. Columbia falls to 0-4. Let's jump with the team stats first. Taylor pelted Columbia with shots today, outshooting the Cougars 61-25, including 33-19 in shots on goal. Taylor won 13 of the 22 faceoffs today, all of them taken by Carlton Best. Taylor also had the advantage in ground balls today, 45-33. Clears were relatively clean for both teams today. Taylor 24 of 25. Columbia was 21 of 28. Turnovers, something that head coach Chad Newhart probably won't be happy with. The Trojans give it away 18 times, but they were also the beneficiaries of 22 turnovers by Columbia today. Taylor caused 8 turnovers. Columbia caused 7. Man up today. Taylor had a bunch of opportunities to really blow this thing open. They went up on the man. They had man up 15 times today. They only scored 5 man up goals, including 1 on a full-time serve penalty, only 2 on the 2 full-time serve penalties here this afternoon. Columbia, meanwhile, was 1 for 7 on the man up. The Cougars committed 13 penalties today. The Trojans committed 6. We'll jump into the individual stats here. Bryce Peltier was fantastic in the goal today for Columbia. He did give up the 12 goals. He faced 61 shots today. He turned away 21 of them. On the other side for Taylor, Ben Harrell, the freshman goalie, made 14 stops on 28 shots that he faced today. Just 8 goals spread out amongst a handful of players today for Concordia. We'll jump into the victors for the Trojans, though, first. They had 2 men get a hat trick today. Reed Gehrig led the way with the game-high 4 goals on 11 shots. Will Saxby finished with 3 goals here this afternoon. 2 for Jacksondale to go with an assist. Wyatt Marshall had a goal and 2 helpers. Carter Perditis had 2 assists today as well. Ben Miller with the goal. We mentioned Gehrig's 4 helpers. Aiden Craig with 1 goal and a game-high 6 assists. For the program leader in both single season and career assists, and the leader this season in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference in assists is 77 in Gray. Zach Baker led the way for Columbia today in goals with 2. 1 goal from Cessna, 1 from Wood, and 1 from Morrissey. Actually, Cessna had a hat trick today. He finished with 3 goals this afternoon for Columbia. Assists, 3 of them for Fletcher Wood and 2 for Drake Morrissey to lead the way here this afternoon. Leader in ground balls for the Trojans today was Will Saxby with 5, 4 for Lucas Pacer, also 4 for Aiden Craig. Caused turnovers for the Trojans today. Lucas Pacer was the only Trojan with more than 1. Colby Adelsberger had finished with 4 caused turnovers today here for Columbia. Their leading ground ball man today, by the way, was also Alsberger, who had 5. Rusk finished with 4. We'll take a quick break as someone's car alarm going off. That's always a bad feeling in public. We'll come back with more of the Ivanhoe's post-game show next. Taylor wins 12-8 over Columbia to win the home opener. They move to 2-4. We're back with more next here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
All right, we're back here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show with the head coach of the Trojans, Chad Newhart, as his team picks up a 12-8 victory today over Columbia. You guys went back-to-back games. What led to your success this afternoon?
Guys played hard for 60 minutes. That was some hard hitting, physical. Finished well. I mean, it was a 60-minute game, and we needed to play for 60 minutes. And man, credit to our guys. Like, really good on like face-offs, ground balls, defense, possessions on offense late in the game, and yeah, proud of them. They played hard.
You guys fell behind 2-1 early there in the first quarter. Then you kick-started a 5-0 run that spanned into the second quarter. What led behind the success after maybe some slow start offensively? Then when you guys found your rhythm, you were really clicking there midway through the first, early second.
Yeah, ball movement, really good ball movement, getting guys in the right positions. You know, I think like their zone gave us some problems. And credit to their goalie. I thought he was phenomenal today. But we got into some really good looks, cutting and passing really well. That's what led to our success.
There's only 2 goals scored in the fourth quarter. You had both of them. Aiden had the first one. Reed finishes it off to kind of put the nail in the coffin. For a guy that assisted on 6 goals today, what was it like to see Aiden turn one loose and get his first one of the day?
Yeah, I mean, we needed it. I mean, it was huge. It was huge. We needed it. We wanted to like push. I thought if we got a 3-goal lead that it would be hard for them. That would be a lead that was probably going to be insurmountable. What a great shot, what a great shot, top pipe. I mean, he's got that in him too. He's got a really hard shot. He's a really good decision maker. You can see it. I mean, 6 assists, always looking to get his guys involved, and our guys played well off of him. But yeah, when he needs to let it rip, he can, and that was much needed. That was huge.
You guys have been on the road for the better part of the start of the season. Today kicks off a 4-game homestand that'll take you through the end of March. What does it mean to start today off with a win?
Big, great crowd. Fed off their energy. It was big. I feel like it was great to play here. We tried to pack the wheel today. I thought it was a really good crowd. Our guys enjoyed playing in front of their friends, their Taylor friends, their family members. It was great. So it was great to play at home. What a great day. What a great day. It was a great day for lacrosse. I would say it's hitting weather, Rick. There's good hitting weather out there today, and there was some hitting going on for sure.
There was some pretty big hits out there. The last thing is you guys get ready to start. You get Mount Vernon coming here, then you jump into WAC play. What's the most important thing now with a week but no travel? You guys can sleep in your own beds before coming back here a week from today to take on Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Yeah, come back, look at the film, see what we need to do better, have a great week of practice, get prepared for Mount Vernon. It's going to be like that, and WAC lacrosse is like that too. It's going to be like, hey, you got to buckle your chin strap, be ready to go. But it was a good win. I'm proud of the fight. Played through some mistakes today. Played well when we needed to, so very, very happy for our guys. Much needed. It was a great way to kick off our home schedule here at Wheeler Field.
Pack the wheel, right?
Pack the wheel. Hashtag pack the wheel.
Chad, thanks for the time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Rick.
That is Chad Newhart, the Taylor lacrosse coach, joining us here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show. Taylor wins back-to-back games. They are now 2-4 on the year. They're back here a week from today. Face off at 1 o'clock against Mount Vernon Nazarene. Then they're here on the 23rd and 27th to wrap up this 4-game homestand. Final today from Wheeler Field. Hashtag pack the wheel as the Trojans defeat Columbia by a final of 12-8. Special thanks to our camera operator today, Colin Norman, for braving the elements with us out here this afternoon. With the win, the Trojans move to 2-4 on the year. They're back home a week from today to take on Mount Vernon Nazarene right back here at Wheeler Field. Final score once again from Wheeler Field, Taylor 12, Columbia 8. This has been a presentation of Taylor Lacrosse on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you again, have a good rest of your weekend and good day from Upland, Indiana.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.